Hi, thank you for tuning in to our YouTube audience out there. We're live here in Chicago, and the purpose of this press conference that we're having right now, last night or yesterday, which was Wednesday, the City Council, Chicago City Council is made up of 50 wards. And out of the 50 wards, 29 of the aldermen voted in favor of increasing the taxes right now in the city of Chicago, in the middle of one of America's downsides economically. We got some of the names of the aldermen I'm going to bring in with me, the new or soon to be newly elected ward committeeman for this 15th ward. We're standing here live at 61st and Damon. And so what we want to do is we want to make certain that we can capture our thoughts, our feelings right now, put it out there to the community, because it's going to take you getting just as upset as I am about what's happening. And we're going to bring Mike. Come on in, Mike, right quick for us. Thanks for joining us, Mike. So we just shared this microphone right now. What's your thoughts on what happened yesterday? Tell our audience, and many of them don't know what's happening, what is going on here in the city.
Well, unfortunately, the same thing, same old thing. Mayor Daley, or Master Daley, is still controlling council.
Yes.
And
it's better than it was, so at least we had 21 voted against it.
But the bad thing about it is symbolic of the Harold Washington era. It was 29-21.
And Harold Washington was the first
African-American mayor of the city of Chicago.
So that was a major victory. How many years ago? It was quite some time.
Well, he died in 87, so it's been 20 years.
Right.
So they did a little commemoration at the city council, and it's ironic that the vote came out the same way.
Exact same.
And that right there shows you the joke that's going on in our city.
Now, for the audience here, let's run down what's happening. We're in zip code 60636. That's one of the most economically disadvantaged zip codes in the country right now. And we have over 1,500 foreclosures in this one zip code here. So should they have voted in favor of this with the foreclosures?
Well, they could. With the numbers of foreclosures is even higher than that. Like you said, 60636. But the other black wards, for them to vote for it on the west side and the south side, that was just a slap in the face of black people.
Well, let's name names. Let's name names, because the key to this thing is we need the people that's watching this to get just as upset so that we can come together, organize, and do something about it. So, give me some of the names you know, and I'm going to fill in the 29 that voted in favor.
Well, you know Brothers got involved.
29th ward.
Got Ed Smith.
Ed Smith, 28th ward.
And I believe Chandler.
But Chandler's no longer in there. Sharon Dixon, 24th ward. She voted against it. We give her props on this one, right? Did the 27th ward, which is, and these are primarily black aldermen that we're naming. And the reason we're naming the black aldermen because in this city of Chicago, the HIV rate is highest in the black community. The homicide rate is primarily in the black community. These foreclosures is all over, but in this community, we got some of the most economically challenged people. So that's why we naming the black aldermen, because they need to be doing something particular for their own neighborhood. Who else we got?
Well, you know, Walter Burnett.
27th ward. Okay.
We have Carrie Austin.
34th ward, and she is the leader. She is the leader. Can you walk around there, man? Yeah, appreciate it. She is the leader of the Black Caucus. So here's the leader of the City Council's Black Caucus, and she voted in favor of what this man is doing. And we're gonna roll around with this camera so you can see the community. How ludicrous is this?
It's very ludicrous. Also, keep on. We got them amidst
37th ward on the west side. That's the west side.
And we have, well, at least our alderman over here. She voted against it. So
that's the 15th ward.
You can give her credit for that one.
Right. But now I heard on the news saying, Mr. Daley, my people just can't afford it. And while I'm glad that she spoke up, I'm gonna say this. I have a hard time saying Mr. to anybody when I look around the community, and it's the leadership that has failed our community. It's the leadership that had these young kids running around here with no hope, who's feeling like just living moment to moment and out here just failing. We ain't even talking about the education system, man. So, you know, she voted against it, but she's still giving him all this respect. And I'm gonna be honest with you, it's hard for me to respect leadership that's failed in these neighborhoods.
Well, one of the things might have been that he gave them permission to vote against it, to make that vote come out to 21-29.
Could
make
have
it
been.
symbolic.
Could have been. It could have been. And I'm going to tell you, people, we can't put nothing past people who's in power, because this, what we bringing to you, is uncut, is live from the community, and a lot of stuff you see on TV has been scripted already, and that's what Mike is talking about in terms of that vote. What anything else? What else?
Well, you know, all of these new places that's coming up in this community, new building, but you have one name on it that's a non-for-profit, but you don't know who's behind it.
Okay.
Because that non-for-profit cannot legally own that property.
Right.
Because that makes it a for-profit entity.
Yeah.
So
can you get this for? Right. So keep going. We still live. We still recording right now.
Hello.
So, but now, when you said for-profit, we're going to take a look at one of the buildings that we have in this ward that's been under construction for a year under construction. And like you said, we don't know what the heck is going on in our community. Stuff is happening, and the people on the block just don't know what the heck going on. Tell us about the 15th ward. How many precincts?
Well, 15th ward have 52 precincts, and one of the things that, unfortunately, about our ward, it has been disorganized for over 10 years. And one of my things was to make sure that when I become ward committeeman, that we organize all 52 of those precincts with one adult being a precinct captain, and then having a co-captain as a youth, 18 years and over.
That's right.
Or 18 years, that's voting age.
Now listen to what he's saying. That's what's different about what's going on now. How many young people are active in the city, and that's why you want to do this, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Youth is ignored in the city. That's why crime is rampant. That's why things are happening the way it's happening in our community.
That's right. And so the key here is, when you look at this zip code, 60636, we got over 147 non-for-profits in the zip code, and every time you look around, all of them are struggling and starving and fighting for the same amount of resources. So we gotta do something to flip that. And my personal thoughts is that the politicians should be bringing money over here to sow seeds into these organizations that's out here on the block doing something. I see we've been joined by a person who I've seen and witnessed his work live in the community. Taboo, can we get you on camera right quick, man? We go put this on YouTube, and we out here protesting, man, this tax hike that's went down in the city of Chicago. I can't understand, with all the killing, the violence that's happening, how they can agree to give us a tax increase. What's your thoughts on what's going on in the city, man?
Well, the tax increase that they want to give us, they need to put it back in the community, man, and stop the violence. No, they increase the taxes, they're going to make people out here do more hustling, man. So you can't have the people now, man, they're going to try to take you for your own. They call the tax hike.
Fixed income.
Fixed income. And then if you look around the whole neighborhood, you got more abandoned buildings, you got buildings to live in.
So what is that tax hike going to do when you already got abandoned buildings in the community? Come on, man.
They're going to tear the community back up, man. It's going to be worse, because a lot of these old folks, since they're on fixed income, they can't pay the taxes, so they can't afford their house. Guess what they're going to turn it to? Hood homes.
Exactly. Now, not to mention, in this zip code here, we got 138 sex offenders that's registered. So that's what we know about. Abandoned buildings, sex offenders don't go together. Raising taxes, that don't go together. That spells what for us?
Trouble. That spells trouble, man.
Now tell the audience, tell them your name and what you do, man, because I witnessed your work, so I can attest to what you do.
Okay, my name is William T. Moores. Everybody know me as Taboo. I run a non-profit organization, summer sports club and winter sports club called I Want to Grow Up. We basically